Most students tell me that part four use of English is the part that they fear the most. And honestly, I understand why. It feels unpredictable, it feels technical, and sometimes it can feel like Cambridge is trying to trick you. But here's the truth. Part four is not about being good at English. It's about recognizing patterns and transforming structures in a very specific way. Today, I'm going to show you how to think like Cambridge so that this part of the exam feels calmer, clearer, and much more manageable. I'll walk you through three patterns that Cambridge repeats again and again, and I'll show you some examples step by step. And if you want to practice all four parts with a clear structure, you can download my free C1 Use of English mock exam. The link is in the description. So before we look at the three patterns and any examples, I want to give you the mindset that Cambridge expects. Part four is not testing vocabulary. It's not testing creativity. It's not testing whether you know fancy words. Part four simply tests meaning. Your job is to take a sentence, change the structure, and keep the meaning exactly the same. The tenses, the words that they use, exactly the same. That's it. Once you understand that Cambridge isn't testing logic, once you understand that Cambridge is testing logic, not good English, everything becomes calmer. You stop guessing, you stop panicking, and you start recognizing the patterns. The whole Cambridge Use of English exam is all about patterns. Part one, two, three, and four, they have very predictable structures that repeat again and again, time after time, exam after exam. So let's take a look at three of those patterns. Cambridge uses many different transformation types, but there are three that appear again and again. I'm going to show you the concept of each one so you can start recognizing them. Inside my course, C1 Use of English Mastery, we go much deeper, but this video will already help you feel much more confident. The first pattern is inversions. If you haven't already, check out my inversion video. The link will also be in the description. That will clear it up for you. In that video, I go through all the different inversion types that you can expect in the C1 exam. So when a sentence begins with a negative adverbial like never, really, hardly, only if, only when, Cambridge expects an inversion. You don't need to memorize every single sentence. You just need to recognize the trigger. The trigger in this case being those words. So let's take a look at an example. Okay, so this example is taken straight from a C1 exam book. The hotel wasn't just far from the sea, it was expensive too. And you have the keyword only. You can see in the second sentence that the answer needs to begin with not. When you see this not and you have only as the keyword, you should be able to recognize that this is an inversion. So what Cambridge wants from you here is for you to invert that original sentence, keeping the meaning the same. How do you do that? Pause the video, give it a try, and I'll show you the answer. So the answer will become, not only was the hotel a long way. Not only was the hotel a long way from the sea, it was expensive too. The second pattern that you're likely to see are conditionals. These are extremely common. Cambridge loves structures like should you need, had I known, were it not for. These look advanced, but they're simply alternative ways to express conditionals. Again, it's not about the vocabulary, it's about the structure. So let's take a look at an example of a conditional transformation. If your order is delayed, we will contact you. You've got the keyword delay. The first word of the second sentence is should. So this is a really formal way of saying if you need any help, or if this happens, this is what we will do. So if your order is delayed, we will contact you. As a conditional becomes, should there be a delay to your order, we will contact you. And the third pattern that repeats time and time again in part four use of English at C1 level are fixed expressions. These are expressions where the meaning must stay the same, but structures change. For example, no point in, as long as, in case, let alone, by the time. You don't need to memorize hundreds of them. You just need to understand how Cambridge uses them to test meaning. Let's take a look at an example. The other students don't mind whether you give your presentation on Thursday or Friday. You've got the keyword difference, and the second sentence starts with it. Can you think of any fixed expressions or phrases that have difference in it? What about make a difference? It makes no difference to the other students whether you give your presentation on Thursday or Friday. If something makes no difference, it means that you don't mind. It makes no difference to me whether you come or not. When you're doing part 4, here's a simple 3-step approach you can use. The first step, identify the grammar point. Is it an inversion? Is it a conditional? Is it a fixed expression? Do you perhaps need a phrasal verb? There are several types of grammatical structures that Cambridge test in part 4 use of English. In my course, C1 Use of English Mastery, I break all of these grammatical structures down for you. But for the sake of this video, identify the grammar point. Is it an inversion? Is it a conditional? Is it a fixed expression? Step 2 would be transform the structure. Don't change the vocabulary unless you have to. Focus on the grammar. And the third step, read both sentences and ask, do they mean exactly the same thing? Is the first sentence in the past tense, but my transformation in the present tense? If so, then something is wrong. You need to keep the tenses the same. You need to keep the meaning exactly the same. If the meaning changes, Cambridge will mark it wrong, even if the grammar is perfect. This is a simplified version of the method I teach inside my course, but these 3 steps already help students feel calmer and more in control. So let's take a look at one full example before we finish this video using this method. We've got the sentence, I didn't realize how difficult the exam would be until it started. I've got the keyword when, and the second sentence here starts with only. What did we look at before? At that when sentences start with only, what does that show? That shows you that Cambridge wants you to use an inversion. So step 1, what grammar are they testing? Here they're testing an inversion. How do we transform the structure? Okay, so we have to move things around. We want to start with only when what? Only when I started the exam did I realize how difficult it would be. Do both of those sentences now mean the same thing? I didn't realize how difficult the exam would be until I started it. Only when I started the exam did I realize how difficult it would be. Yes, both of them mean exactly the same thing, so we've got it right. This is exactly the kind of transformation that Cambridge loves. If you want to practice all 4 parts of the use of English with clear explanations and real exam style tasks, you can download my free C1 Use of English mock exam. The link is below. And if you want deeper support with full lessons, patterns, and step-by-step methods for every transformation type, my C1 Use of English Mastery course is also linked in the description. You don't have to feel confused or overwhelmed. Once you learn the patterns, everything becomes much calmer and passing your C1 exam becomes much easier. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.